People ask me why I do it. Wake up early every morning. Wrap my hands. Put my gloves on. Face my shadow. Throwing, blocking, keep on moving. Every move starts the next one. Makes me better. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Focus. When I move, I feel unstoppable. The feeling I get from succeeding makes me move tomorrow too. People ask me why I do it. Wake up early every morning. Wrap my hands. Put my gloves on. Face my shadow. Throwing, blocking, keep on moving. Every move starts the next one. Makes me better. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Focus. When I move, I feel unstoppable. The feeling I get from succeeding makes me move tomorrow too. People ask me why I do it. Wake up early every morning. wrap my hands, put my gloves on, face my shadow, throwing, blocking, keep on moving. Every move starts the next one, makes me better. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Focus. When I move, I feel unstoppable. The feeling I get from succeeding makes me move tomorrow too. People ask me why I do it. Wake up early every morning, wrap my hands, put my gloves on, face my shadow, throwing, blocking, keep on moving. Every move starts the next one, makes me better. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Focus. When I move, I feel unstoppable. The feeling I get from succeeding makes me move tomorrow too.
Let me just make sure sound's up. There we go. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Noble Art Boxing Club Home Show here at the Fairfield Centre in Govan. I didn't have to travel that much to get here. Great big venue. I've been here before for the last Noble Art. I know last week there was a boxing show here. So, how you all doing? We do have quite a bit of time before the bouts start. If you just look at the ring, they're all set up, but I think they're still just sorting out the ins and outs, some of the medicals, stuff like that. Let's see who we got watching. Dawood Amin, how you doing, bro? Dawood, can you just give me a wee thumbs up or let me know that you can hear me all right? So, while we're waiting that, I'll have a wee look at who we have boxing tonight. So, first up from Noble Art, we will have Harper Doherty, and he is boxing young Yusuf Hussain from Lockheed. Then we'll have Rehan Din, he's boxing Southside Boxing Club's Alan McCardo, and from what I understand, they two may also be boxing tomorrow. Then we get Thomas McCrone, he's boxing Glasgow Boxing Academy's Hamza Omar. I know Hamza well, and I also know Thomas well. He's a distant relative. I don't know if he knows that, but I spoke to Michael earlier, so maybe he's told him. Michael, of course, is his twin brother, who recently turned pro with St Andrew's Boxing Cup. He's boxing, I think, in February next. Then we get Andrew Mechan, and he is boxing Alex Doherty from Glasgow Boxing Academy. James King from Noble Art, he's boxing O'Neill's Wangani Hapazan. I think I've seen Wangani box possibly before. Then we'll have an interval, about 15-20 minutes. And then we'll have Mason McBurney from Noble Art, he's boxing Clyde Miners' Jerry Mullen. Then Dylan Porter from Noble Art is boxing McTaggart Scott's Matthew Watson. Thomas Livingston is boxing the Royal Amateur Boxing Club's James Chase. Then Robbie Craney, he's boxing Royal Amateurs Nick Sires. I need to know how to say. I need to wait for Craig to pronounce that name. And then top of the bill is Darryl Clancy from Noble Art. He's boxing East Kilbride Boxing Club's Dylan Jackson. So you can see the venue is filling up nicely. If what you can see, you can't see the cameras left and right. We've got a few things I'm going to run through before we start for everyone who's supporting JATVLive's Scottish Boxer of the Year Awards. The details are up on your screen for our Public Choice Award. Now, this is a separate award that's only open to the public. It's not decided by the judges. The judges did shortlist and decide who's on the list. We also had a judge's choice where they put forward some names of boxers they think were maybe overlooked.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know where we're at with sponsors.
So details are up on the screen for that. Craig is just addressing the crowd behind me.
10, 7, still we're looking for sponsors for. Our latest boxing sponsor, contest number 3, the Thomas McCrone contest, Game Boxing Promotion Scotland. Mr. Eddie McGeown has parted with some cash for that one.
I'll just wait for Craig to finish.
For sponsors for contest number 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. That's Rehan Din, Andrew Meekin, Jamie King, Mason McBurney, Dylan Porter, Thomas Livingston and Robbie Rainey. If you want to sponsor any of these contests, we are looking for, we're hoping for a minimum of £50. That covers the cost of the trophies. Any more we can get, obviously, the better it is to the club. So if you want to be a sponsor, just grab my attention.
So, Craig will be trying to get some sponsors there. We'll just run through some of the awards. Just want to say thanks to Mayhem for their support of JATVLive's Scottish Boxer of the Year Awards. Their staff will be providing Supporting the door and also assisting with our attendees and the award winners. So we're just going to run through some of the awards. This is in a random order, so don't think anything means anything. It's not in any particular order, just when it comes up the screen. So first, event of the year. This is our shortlist. So Boxing Scotland's Elite Finals, which I was part of the live stream, but it's really Boxing Scotland's event. Doonhamer's Boxing Club show. That was our first home show, I think, in 2-3 years. Glasgow Boxing Academy's first ever home show, which we also live streamed. We also live streamed the Doonhamers. The Glasgow Boxing Academy was at the Big Eat, which was an amazing venue. It was a very, very good idea to have it there. Canuck Boxing Tunbury. It's an event that happens, I think, at least once a year. The Lemon Show, which was Saltire Boxing's event at the Normandy Hotel, had both Willie Lemons in his final ever professional fight and his son. They were boxing the same card. And then the William Wallace Box Cup, first year it launched, absolutely amazing. I don't know if anybody had a chance to see it. I'm hoping you did, but next year is definitely a great event, a great weekend event for you to take part in. I also liked a lot of the social media that was going on there. I'm not involved in the, just so you're aware, I'm not involved in the shortlisting or the nominees. There are a few events that I think could have been on there. There's a few events that maybe were after the deadline, but they can be added next year. But let's see what else we've got here. As I said, no particular order. We're just going through whatever comes up on the screen, and I'll just run through. So Volunteer of the Year just is the shortlist. Now, we often forget the work that's put in by volunteers, and I'm glad some of the names are on this. A few J's. One F is young Finlay Brown from Renfrewshire Boxing. You get James Hilton and James Sterling, who is here tonight. Jerry Howitt from Lockheed. You get Jim Smith and Joyce McDonald. Now, each one of these shortlisted winners has been involved in supporting JTV from the beginning. So I'm glad the names are on there. There's a whole load of other volunteers that every single day do all the hard work behind the scenes, make sure events run smoothly. So let's have this as a sort of a dry run next year. If there is volunteers that you recognise, start taking their names in when the nominations open at the end of November. You can start adding their names in. Then we have Ring Announcer of the Year. So there's 4 that have been shortlisted for that. Craig Stephen, Gregory Houston, Robert McLaughlin and Vincent Keane. Again, I get to work with these people almost every week. They've each supported JTV throughout the beginning. They've given us some tips and pulled me up when I've had to be pulled up. But this will be interesting. I don't know who will win this. And I'm a bit nervous about it because I love each of these guys. I've obviously worked with Craig and Gregory more than anyone. Greg's also assisted with commentary, and Craig's helped drive me about as well, and so is Greg, to be honest. Vincent Keane and Robert also both did a great job. Robert's just started doing a lot of white collar, and he done Irvin Vineborough show last year, and Vincent Keane I was working with last week at a show in Hampden, the Duties show. Right, next one's the fight or bout of the year. So Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. Obviously a bit controversial fight, but you can no doubt, no one I think can deny it was a big event, amazing event for Glasgow. Josh Taylor's, this is, we're looking if there was nominations we were accepting from all during COVID, so anything that happened 2000 and maybe beginning 2020 all the way through to mid 2022 could be nominated, so there will be some bouts that are older than others. But Josh Taylor and Jose Carlos Ramirez, when Josh Taylor became Undisputed Champion away from his family. To Paul Farr, thanks for watching once again. Right, the third bout on this is Chris Young from McTaggart Scott versus James Fish from Kingdom Boxing. You can still watch this back. It is on it was Boxing Scotland's stream of the novices. I believe it was day 5, if I remember. I think it was a Saturday, and the whole crowd just went crazy for this. There was I think it was a semi-final bout. The whole crowd just went crazy for this. Jim Smith was the referee and commented about just how amazing that both boxers were. So I'm glad this made the shortlist. Next up with Lee McGregor and Kareem Guelfi when Lee won the European title in spectacular Lee McGregor fashion. First round KO. And then the last two, again. The last two are two of my favourite fights from two of my favourite bouts from the Elite Championships. You get Peter Oswald from Glasgow Boxing Academy and Peter Payton from Argo, and Robert McNulty from Memphis Boxing and Alex Arthur from AAA. That was two amazing bouts. There was a lot going on at the Elites. This was great for amateur boxing. Right, I'm going to be back in just a wee second. Don't go anywhere, I'll leave you some crowd noise. Right guys, I'm back. So we've done Ring Announcer of the Year. We've not done Social Media Hero. So our Social Media Hero shortlist: Alan Payne from Champ Snaps. Been involved in boxing for years. He does a lot of writing. Still, he was involved with Gloves Red at one point in Champ Snaps. I think he sort of started off as a hobby and started moving into professional boxing writing. So it's great to have him on the list again. Another big supporter of JTV. Archie Jury's online lockdown classes is also on that list. I don't know if anybody remembers when lockdown first started.
Another trophy sponsor, Mr. Nicky Williamson, NW Tiling. If you want your tiling done, Nicky's the man. Nicky has sponsored contest number 2, that's Rayhan Din and Alan McArdle from the Southside Boxing Club. In the first half, we still have Andrew Meakin against Glasgow Boxing Academy's Alex Docherty. We have Jamie King against the boxer from O'Neill's in Cambuslang, Mogani Hapzan. If you want to sponsor either Andrew or Jamie, please just come, give me some money and give me a name.
Alright, so that's me back. Archie Judy's online classes on lockdown. He started the class and accidentally put on the emojis. And I think he was a bit embarrassed by it, deleted that video, and then he realised how much some of the young kids who were in lockdown loved it. So for 10 minutes since then, during lockdown, he done a 10-minute with the emojis covering his face and stuff. Next up was Ben Holm, Boxing Scotland. A lot of people don't know the hard work that Ben put in the background to get Boxing Scotland to not just promote more of the boxers through social media, but when we done the novice championships and then the elites and intermediates, Ben introduced interviews. It was impossible if I'd done it myself, but he really pushed the live stream, and I'm glad that he's on that list. George Taylor, Portrait of the Fighter on BBC iPlayer. Great look at Josh Taylor behind the scenes. And it was great that he got the publicity, BBC iPlayer. And finally, Mark McIntyre, Real Life Boxing Podcast. If you've not had a chance to look at Real Life Boxing Podcast, by all means, please go and have a look. Does great work interviewing boxers.
By Paul. Paul has come and sponsored that one.
So we'll take a wee break here so we'll look at the bout list. Some people are asking. So I'll leave it up on the screen. I've already run through it, so you can have a wee look yourself and let me know. if you've got any questions. Still think we're about 10-15 minutes away from the boxing beginning. Might be a bit longer than that. I'll let you know. Hi to Amanda McCardo, Umar Rehan. Ava Allison, how you doing? Aaron is on, yeah, he's on second, so somebody answered that already. Right, just so, if you're just joining us, welcome to Noble Art Boxing Club home show here at the Fairfield Fairfield Club in Govan. My name is Jamie O'Neill. You're watching either live on JATVLive YouTube channel, or you're watching it back somewhere or another, maybe on Instagram or something like that. One second. So I'll just answering some of these questions. I'm just running through some of the shortlisting for our Scottish Boxer of the Year Awards. I don't know what's coming up next, but as we just walk through them, so we've Promoter of the Year. Oh, this is going to be a biggie. So, Promoter of the Year, get Ian Wilson from St Andrews. I don't think he really needs that much of an introduction, but St Andrews has done great at keeping the sort of boxing. It's not gentlemen anymore, because they're now allowing, over the last few years, have changed and seen females attending. You've also got Cassidy Todd, who's the first female boxer to sign for St Andrews. Ian Wilson's putting a lot of events. He also supports a few of the amateur shows for Boxing Scotland, like the Western Districts. Done great work, obviously, with my mate Cash Farouk. Cash has been working with Ian. There's a lot of boxers came through. You've seen some that we interviewed last week. That's on our Instagram page. Your Raz Parnes from Ring Time Promotions. Fairly new promotion, but I think the good thing with Raz is that he's a former boxer himself, and the thing is very close to my heart, that what he's doing is he's aiming to promote more boxers from black and ethnic minority communities and try and bring in a new crowd to support some of these boxers. Third on the list is Sam Kiner from Kiner Boxing. You've got to admire the work that they're doing up north with the likes of Fraser Wilkinson taking big nights to places like Inverness and Elgin coming up in December. And then Stephen McGuire from SM Promotions. Other than supporting JTV from the beginning, he's also a sponsor of one of our awards. And I think Stephen McGuire is really one of these guys that you've just got to admire the work and commitment he puts in, and the respect and discipline that he demands from his boxers and his team. And if you've ever got a chance to go up to Glen Office, Craig, Stephen will never miss it. I've just missed the last show because I had a double booking. It was also my dad's birthday on the day. But SM Promotions, look out for their shows either in Glen Office or up near Inverness. Great events with great atmospheres, and really great at promoting some of these boxers who don't always get the opportunity to box in big shows in the big cities. But it's really giving them that platform, and they're building it at each and every event that they're doing. Right, Boxing Club of the Year. Thank God I don't decide this. Byron Boxing Club, Doonhamers, Glasgow Boxing Academy, Renfrewshire Boxing Club, Rob Roy Boxing Club, and Sparta Boxing Academy. Each one of them an amazing club in their own. But there's also some clubs that I've just not got the heart for it. I think every single club you see special people working behind the scenes, special boxers involved. And I think it's really hard to judge a club on their successes, on their legacy, their background story. But no taking away from any club on that list. They've supported us, JTV, as well, every opportunity they've got. So well done for that, and we'll find out who the winner is on the 4th of November. Coach of the Year, oh, here's another one. Oofed. Anne Armstrong, Anthony Quayle, Craig Dixon, Eddie Wilkie, Gary Porter and Barry Murphy, who were entered as one, and Noel Carlin. Fabulous. Quite, for me, diverse list of coaches. We possibly may split it up next year to a professional coach and an amateur coach. I could go through each one of these coaches and tell you how much I love them.
It is almost time for the first bell, so if all boxers could make their way please to their coaches for wraps and gloving up. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed already, we are serving food just on the left hand side of the bar. That is down at the bottom. On the left hand side of the bar, there's nice red, blue and green lights flashing, and a lady waiting to give you her best attention for all the food needs that you have. That's down at the bottom. We should be going in about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
We heard Craig there, due to start in about 10 minutes time for the boxing. I'll try and run through it as much as I can. The Public Choice Award, another reminder, you can vote for boxers that have been shortlisted in each category. Now this is a separate award, so it will not affect the outcome of each category, which are already decided by our judges, and we'll find out on the 4th of November. But you can vote in the online public vote. You need to type this into your browser. If you click links from Facebook, it doesn't appear to work, so JATVLive.com/vote. I can tell you now, over 6,000 votes have been cast already. It is one vote per person, so you need an email address, and you have to put an email address as verification code. And we will be looking at eliminating some votes that come from the same IP address or things like that as well, but we'll get that done once voting closes on the Friday the 28th of October at 5 p.m. Now the next award, so the more details about if you're interested in sponsoring an award. We do have a few awards still we're still wanting to sponsor. We're hoping to pay the hotel fully on Tuesday is our deadline. So if you are looking for tickets, please get in touch about tickets before Tuesday. And if you're interested in sponsor award, then let us know. Details to book tickets at www.jatvlive.com/tickets. Again, type this into your browser to make sure you get to the right link. Right, now some of the awards that we've got shortlisted: female school. So the final shortlist: Ava Allison, Eva Doherty and Rosie Swales. Three top boxers that really deserve to be on the list. A very difficult list to pick from, because each one of them I know the hard work and sacrifice they put in the background. We've got the female elite. Now this isn't no particular order, so I'm not picking this, but female elite: Caitlin Greaves, Caitlin Kelly, Megan Gordon and Stephanie Kernahan. Great list of boxers there as well, each with their own unique boxing stories. And it'll be, I get nervous for this, I'll be honest, because there's so many great boxers throughout all the categories. We had over 1,000 nominations, and there'll be about 25 winners in total, so you did the maths at how difficult it would have been to break these down. Next up, female junior list. Now I'm expecting by next year this list gets bigger, but both these females, Niamh Mitchell and Kendra Felvis, great young boxers. Again, both unique stories to tell, and the work that they've done in the last few years. Female pro list: Cassidy Todd, Effie Gaffopolo, Hannah Rankin, Liliella Craw-Seaman. Really pushing the boundaries for female professional boxing. Again, each one of these boxers each have their own stories. Regardless who wins, we're not taking away for that. But there can only be one winner per category. Now I need to do some magic here to find some of the other lists. So this one, for example, we've got the male elite final shortlist: Dylan Arbico, Harry McGregor, Peter Payton, Robert McNulty, Stephen Ferguson. I genuinely love and admire every single name that's on that list. You can vote for them in the public vote, remember. The male junior list: Drew Lemons, Hayden Fisher, Leo Church, Liam Flynn, Nathan Lundy and Taylor Goff. This I know is a very, very close category because of the amount of names that have been shortlisted. Our judges' votes come in independently and anonymously, but I know this was a very close category. You'll find out the winner on the 4th of November. The Judges' Choice Award, and there were two judges. There was two judges' votes that came in slightly late after this was printed. So Bilal Wahid, Colin Kearney, Francis Heath, Jack Grieve, Lucas Boyds, also Luca Flynn, and young Aaron Brown. They are also added to the Judges' Choice list. So these were people that judges' names put forward who thought possibly they were overlooked by the process. And it just gives them a sort of, it's like a judge's wild card. They've been added to the public vote. Now they can only win in the public vote, so get voting for them. Male elite we have done. The male pro: Fraser Wilkinson, Josh Taylor, Cash Farouk, Lee McGregor and Martin Harkin. Really admire each one of these boxers in the ring. Cash, as you know, is a great mate of mine. He's retired. Would love to see him win Boxer of the Year. Fraser Wilkinson's really set the bar for the work that he's put into bringing such a massive following up north. Josh Taylor is Josh Taylor. I mean, you can't really, I think no one can deny that he should be on the list. Lee McGregor as well. The work that Lee McGregor has put in the last few years, getting that British Championship, that European title. Obviously there was an expectation his rematch with Cash Farouk that fell through, that sort of hindered maybe his plans last year. But really, I think we're waiting for fight news for Lee McGregor very, very soon. Martin Harkin, great boxer, wears his heart on his sleeves.
Anybody who wants to know, we only have one bout unsponsored that's coming in the second half. It is contest number 7. The boxer Matthew Watson from McTaggart Scott Boxing Club against Noble Arts Dylan Porter.
This is another one of my favourite categories. Every single name on this list, and a few that weren't on the list. I really admire. I've seen them at the GBs that we live streamed in Dundee this year. Aaron Sarwar, Jacob Naismith, Oscar Steele, Thomas O'Reilly and Zayn Iqbal. Each one of them great boxers, great journeys in the last year or so. I cannot wait to see who wins on the 4th of November. The male youth final shortlist: Aaron Cullen, Andrew Snedden, Bradley Lowe, Issa Ikram, Patrick Payton. We get a few family members. I mean, Patrick Payton and Peter Payton are both been shortlisted. Drew Lemons and Jay Lemons also been shortlisted. You get the Lemons show as well. So there's a few family connections that are popping up. But again, each one of these boxers, great stories in the last year, really putting the hard work in behind the scenes and then aiming for that gold. Now, I would say that it's not just how successful somebody's been in the ring, their boxing backstory, how they get involved in boxing. We did allow additional information to come in that judges could consider. I also spent weeks building up the judges pack to make sure that we're getting as much information as they can. It will be better next year. We will, obviously, people are a bit wise to how it's going to play out. Now let's run through some of these other categories because there's a lot, man. The novice final shortlist: Adam Gallagher, Brandon Butler, James Fish, Jay Stewart, Chris Young, Sean Townsend. One of these boxers will be recognised for their hard work, determination, passion and success, and we will recognise and celebrate them on the 4th of November. You can vote for them in the public choice award JATVLive.com/vote is the link to do it. Up and coming final shortly. This is an extra will be run quite late, and the purpose was it was to allow professional boxers with 6 fights or less at the time of consideration. So Fraser Wilkinson, J.R. McTaggart, Jake Lemon, Josh Sanford, Martin Cross and Nick Campbell. Nick Campbell, for example, when I was the stuff I learned about Nick Campbell I didn't know, like the five KOs or TKOs throughout his boxing career. You get Fraser Wilkinson, as I mentioned earlier, he's also shortlisted for Boxer of the Year. J.R. McTaggart, who's made the switch from amateur to pro. If you think he is an up-and-coming prospect, then you can vote for him in the Public Choice Award, but this award has been decided by our judges. Jake Lemons, I think the legacy of the Lemons, which is it's far from over yet, but just in the last year, Jake boxing on that final show with his dad's final professional fight at the Lemon Show was probably already a career highlight in his short career. Josh Sanford, I think with Josh as well, I learned a lot of the stuff he does at the gym and personal training and some of the work he goes into supporting young boxers. And Martin Crossan is just one of these guys that you see at events. He puts in so much support for other boxers, and he's one of these guys that really does well to get to know people and support them. He's got a great stable there at St Andrews, Saltire, and he does everything he can to support them, and he's really one of these boxers you really need to keep an eye on. I think Martin Crossan, just a lovely guy and a great boxer that personally I think he's going to go far, like many of the names on this list. But we'll see who our judges thought was the best up-and-coming boxer. So well done to the guys for getting on the list, and we'll find out on the 4th of November at our Scottish Boxer of the Year Awards at Glasgow. Marriott Hotel tickets are available. If you are attending with a boxer, then let us know, and we'll try and get group discounts and that for you. Right, most improved boxer. Now this sometimes can be one of the most important. A few of these boxers are on other lists, but this is another opportunity to see a boxer that has really put an effort in the last 2 years or so. And our judges have judged, again, their success and passion, determination and improvement. Some of my favourite boxers are on this list. And you've got young boxers like Lucas Ewan, who's a fairly novice boxer, but he's competed in the GBE schools tournament last summer, just summer past. You get Stephen Ferguson, who will speak about his boxing journey and his life journey and how boxing has played such a massive part in that. But he's a 2-time elite champion. You get Robert McNulty, who after COVID really bounced back, winning the Western Districts, the elite, representing the country abroad. Leo Church, who is never in the country because he's travelling so much. For a 16-year-old, you can meet him and think he's like a 25-year-old. The way he just comes across, and I think boxing has really done that to him. He's got a massive support. He's a boxer that wears a JTV Rose logo on his shorts, and I'm glad that he does. We're both from the same area, and Leo Church definitely a boxer that I think should be rewarded and recognised. Oro Zelaji, he's just, again, one of these boxers that really just puts his heart and soul into boxing. And then Aaron Devine at the top of the list there. Again, I think I remember we got quite a bit of nominations through for him, for other people that are recognising his hard work. So we'll find out how successful each of these boxers are at the Scottish Boxer of the Year Awards. Judges' choice we've been through. Let me just see what else we got here. There's details on the screen if you're interested in sponsoring any of the awards, or if you want to attend, you can book now at JATVLive.com/tickets. You don't pay online, we will arrange payment with you. I'll just run through each of these and see if I've missed any of them. Oh, Commonwealth Elite. Now this was a late award we introduced just because I didn't think it was fair to boxers who were perhaps being considered for an elite championship to be compared with boxers who were boxing in the Commonwealth Games. So we had a total separate category just for this year, and then again in future if we need it. For the Commonwealth Elite final shortlist, Lennon Mulligan, Matthew McHale, Megan Reid, Rhys Lynch, Sam Hickey, Sean Lazzarini, Stephen Ewens and Tyler Jolly. An amazing team of boxers that have really excelled. I'm not going to say expectations because I think we expected quite a lot of them, but really got to their expectations and more. Done great work in the Commonwealth Games, really put Scotland on the map. And I think, if I remember right, the first time ever we came back with more awards than England, our arch rivals. Another chance to see the female shortlist there.